a reporter, a policewoman, anybody. He's going to fall in love with them.
He's had a couple people chase him, too.
Oh, yes. His one hanger-on is Elspeth Grant. She seems to always come back, even though he is more attracted to his pets. His first dog was Towser, and then in later books, his dog was Lugs.
I like Lugs.
Lugs is Scot for ears. And then he had a domesticated wildcat named Sonzie.
I like Sonzie, too.
Sonzie means cheeky. Hamish is tall and thin, hazel eyes, long eyelashes, and fiery red hair. These books are a lot of fun. They're usually named Death of A. You can have a death of a dentist, death of a lady, death of a busybody. You name it, it's a death of, it's a Hamish Macbeth. The Agatha Raisin series is also written by M.C. Beaton. She is very well done too, but Hamish is the star. M.C. Beaton was born in Glasgow, Scotland. She started her first job as a bookseller in charge of the fiction department at John Smith & Sons. While bookselling by chance, she received an offer from the Scottish Daily Mail to review variety shows and quickly rose to become their theatre critic. She left Smith's to join the Scottish Field magazine as a secretary in the advertising department without any shorthand or typing experience. That sounds like me. But quickly got the job of fashion editor instead. She then moved to the Scottish Daily Express, where she reported mostly on crime. This was followed by a move to Fleet Street to the Daily Express, where she became chief women reporter. After she had written close to 100 historical romance novels, which were set in the 1811 to 1820 Regency period, she began to write detective stories under the pseudonym of M.C. Beaton. On a trip from the States to Sutherland on holiday, a course at a fishing school inspired the first Hamish Macbeth story. Marion and her husband Harry returned to Britain and bought a croft house in Sutherland where Harry reared a flock of black sheep. When her son graduated and both his parents tired of the long commute to North Scotland, they moved to the Cotswold, where Agatha Raisin was created. When Marion wrote her historical romances under her maiden name, Marion Chesney, as well as several pseudonyms, Helen Crampton, Anne Fairfax, Jenny Tremaine, and Charlotte Ward. She sadly passed away December 31st, 2020, at the age of 83. But Hamish is my favorite character. He's lazy, not above breaking the law, and he's a dreamer. He falls in love instantly and then finds the object of his attention is not quite what he's looking for. He remains in love with Priscilla, even though they're completely unsuited for each other. He's constantly up for promotion, but works diligently to keep his position right as it is. He loves living in the village of Lochdew. If he is promoted, he would lose his cottage and have to work instead of working the hours he sets for himself and the perks of the job he has now. There's nobody like Hamish.
Is somebody else writing them? Because there's one coming out in 22.
The final Hamish is coming out. It is number 34 in the series, and it will be called Death of a Green-Eyed Monster. I believe she had it finished when she passed away.
I have two favorites in the series. Death of a Valentine.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one, because that's when he was being stalked.
Yes.
And Death of a Nag.
I liked Death of a Poison Pen and Death of a Chimney Sweep. Those two.
Oh, the Chimney Sweep one was good, too.
And
that poor guy was stuck in that chimney. But we could talk about Hamish Macbeth for a whole episode.
It's the fight between Inspector Blair, who is just as lazy as Hamish. He wants all the credit, but Hamish is smart. He has feelings, and he knows this person isn't right. Mm-hmm. And he'll just keep honing in, but Inspector Blair is always looking for a way to get Hamish fired. You have 34 books to check out. You will not be sorry. They're a fast, one-day beach read, and you will love it.
Well, that's 3 Scottish books for you to check out.
I'm sure that you will see a little bit of the Highland. It's beautiful country there with the hillsides and the sheep. It's just beautiful.
Stick that in your haggis and
chew on it. Put your kilt on, especially the guys. Do you like a man in a kilt?
Some.
Well, that's true. Their love of their country.
Trivia. Last week's question was, Ken Follett began writing mystery novels because of what? A. He was bored. B. He didn't want to get a real job. C. He needed to fix his car. Or D. He dreamed he was a writer. The answer is C. He needed to fix his car. He said he began writing books when he needed extra money to fix his car, and the publisher's advance, a fellow journalist had been paid for a thriller, was the sum required for the repairs. This week's question is, which best-selling mystery author is also a medical doctor? A. Patricia Cornwell. B. Tess Gerritsen. C. Martha Grimes. Or D. Joan Hess. Good luck.
Well, that takes us to the end of another episode. We are now starting our 4th year. I can't believe that we've made it this far.
161 episodes are behind us. This is 162.
If you are new to our podcast, that gives you 160-some episodes to learn more about us and hear about some great books.
Just remember, if you go back too far, we were pretty bad in the beginning.
Don't judge us by those first 100 episodes.
We are a
work in progress.
Yes, we are. We try to get a little better,
but we could not do it without all of you, and we appreciate every last one of you for sticking with us.
Yes, and welcome to anybody who's a new listener. Well, be sure and listen to us next time. Remember,
life would be boring without a little mystery and maybe a little haggis.
Bye.